Today I'm going to cover how to install a Nest and a Heatlink on an Irish older oil boiler setup. So I'll be replacing this old school thermostat with a nice fancy new Nest and Heatlink. So this is my current setup. I've got a stove and I've got a circulation pump. I've got a switch down here that gives power to that circulation pump. Then I've got a switch that gives heat to this thermostat. Thermostat is very basic. It's got on, off, and it's got like a little clock set up. So I want to get rid of that. I want to get one of these nice Google Nests, be able to control it from the app and whatnot. Okay, so here's my boiler setup out in the garden. So I have a kerosene burner. As soon as I flick the on switch or the timer comes on, that energizes that double gang socket, which powers a central heat pump and the oil burner. The oil burner sends hot water and heats up the radiators in the house. So once the water temperature hits what is programmed on this thermostat, then that kills the boiler, but the circulation pump keeps going. So I'm actually not going to wire the heat link out here. I'm going to wire that up in the house, and I'll tell you why. Okay, I've opted to put my heat link in the sitting room because I'm going to get the same functionality as before. This is an on-off manual override button. So this heat link is essentially a big switch. And then this is a controller for the switch. That's your actual room thermostat that will control this. This is a little base for it, so I'm not going to put any of the existing wiring from my old thermostat near this, because my old thermostat is a high voltage 230 volts. It's got a live, a neutral and a switched live there. So I've opted to just wall mount this, and it has a little kind of Android style USB that you can run for low voltage power. So I'm going to pop that on the wall in the living room as well. So I've pre-wired my heat link. In your instructions we're going to go by this diagram for a 230 volt combi boiler. So you'll go live and neutral to power the unit. You'll do a jumper cable from live to the number 2 terminal, and then your number 3 will go to the live in your boiler. So I've done live neutral and the live neutral terminal. 2 is a jumper cable for the live, which is actually jumped in down below in the little junction, and I've got a switched live at number 3. So that's not actually an earth. I've some old twin and earths hanging around, so I will stick a little label on that to differentiate. There is no earthing required in this. Okay, so I've just put in a new little junction box here just to keep the wiring all neat. So these were the existing cables going to my thermostat, so my live, neutral and switch live. So they're linking up with my Nest cables now, which is my live and my jumper live, my neutral and my switched live. So number 3, number 2 live and neutral. So again, that's not an earth, that's switched live, and you can see because I've these cables all labeled up here. So I've got my heating on, which is giving power to my heat link. So now in my sitting room I can just press that to turn the heating on and off. As I said, I've got this little thermostat then just connected with a little Android wire that I'm going to wall mount. But again, you turn this up and power.